How's it going, everybody? Welcome to my review here between the LG G3 and the LG G4. Let's start right now. Alright guys, these phones are actually very similar to each other, including the specs, except for, of course, a few things with the processor and all that. But as we're looking at the phones, let's go ahead and recap here some of the specs. So the weight on the G4 is 5.47 ounces versus 5.26 ounces on the G3. They both offer 5.5-inch screen size, same screen resolution 1440 by 2560, the same pixel density 538 on both, IPS display, LCD. Now as far as the camera, here's a little bit of a difference, 16 megapixel now on the G4 versus 13 megapixel on the G3. There are a couple of differences as far as the aperture size and couple of the settings and all that. Also, as far as recording, they both can record in 4K, 1080 30 frames and 720 60 frames on the G4. The G3 doesn't offer the 60 frames. Now, as far as the hardware, it's a big difference here with the processor. We get 6 cores on the G4 versus quad core on the G3. They both get 3 GB of RAM, 32 GB of internal storage. They both support micro SD card up to 128, and the battery, it's actually the same as you guys can see. Both phones offer 3000 milliamp battery. As far as the position for the SIM card, the SD card, everything is exactly the same. The position for the speaker grill, it's all the same spot. The position for microphones, IR blaster, 3.5mm audio jack, it's also in the same position. So essentially, physically on the outside, except for the new look on the bottoms, on the back, on the G4, and of course the back panel, they pretty much are about the same as far as where everything is located. Now, of course, you're gonna get better performance, like I said before, because of the new processor. You also get a new 8 megapixel front-facing camera on the G4. So let's go ahead and take a look here at the interface. As you guys can see, they both offer these really cool effects when you unlock the phones. If you swipe to the left, you get access to these kind of like cards. They show you the exercise information. On the G4, you get access to a little more. You get access to the calendar, you get access to the IR blaster. Here's a quick look at the exercise tracker or calorie tracker on both. Here's a look at the weather widget. It's a little bit different look on the G4. I actually like the interface better, but you know, it's about the same information. They both get the home, back, and recent applications buttons at the bottom, and as you guys can see, they both look the same right now. The G3 was updated to Android 5 Lollipop. And here's a look at the multi-window feature. You can actually split the screen in two and look at 2 different applications at the same time. They both offer the same functionality. Now, if we swipe down from the top, we get access to the quick settings. Pretty much they look the same, and if we go all the way to the end of the quick settings, it's gonna give you the option to edit and reorder the quick settings depending on what you want to see when you swipe down. You can do the same thing here on the G3. Here's a quick look at the main settings of the phone. After the update to Android 5 Lollipop on the G3, pretty much they look the same too. Here's a look at the dialer. As you guys can see, the G3 doesn't look the same than the G4. However, pretty much they offer about the same functionality. On the G4, we get access to the video calling and HD voice calling. As you guys can see, we can see the video camera icon. And here's a quick demonstration at using Google search. They both pretty much display the results right away and recognize the voice, and this is all through Verizon 4G LTE network. Also, let's take a look here at the using navigation on both. Now, when it comes to navigation and the maps, you're gonna have a really good experience because of the amazing resolution that these two phones offer. When looking at the map, especially in the satellite mode, everything looks super clear. Also, when getting directions, the speakerphone on both, it's actually very loud and clear. Alright, here's a quick look at benchmarking scores. As you guys can see, the G4 shows 47,000 points. Here's a quick look at the score on the G3. Alright guys, time to look at the cameras on these phones. The camera on both phones are actually probably the main selling point. When the G3 came out, that was a huge selling point, the camera. So here's a look at the interface of the G3. I will say the interface is easier to use than the G4. You can take pictures, record, tap to take pictures while you're recording. You can pause the video, stop the video. On the top left corner, we get access right there to different options. If you do the simple mode, basically all the buttons disappeared, and then you can just tap on the screen to take pictures. You can do dual cameras. So as you guys can see, you can have the front facing and rear camera activated at the same time. You can change the look of the secondary camera. You can also control the size of the pictures as well as the size of the video, and you can also do voice commands in order to take pictures. Here's a look at the front-facing camera. And like I said before, on the G4, we're gonna take a look at that later. There are better options for the front-facing camera, and not only better options but also better resolution. Here's a look at the dual cameras, using the front-facing camera as the main camera and the secondary camera it's the rear camera. And you can also change the look of the secondary camera, resize it. So let's take a look now at the G4. Now on the G4, I will say the interface can feel a little more complicated at first, but it's just a matter of time before you get used to. Here's a look at the one of the gestures that you can do in order to activate the front-facing camera and take pictures. That's something new. That's something that we don't see on the G3. And like I said before, the phone offers probably one of the best front-facing cameras with 8 megapixel. You can also do the dual cameras on this phone, and of course change the look of the secondary camera. You can also do 3 different modes. I believe it's simple, auto, and manual. On the simple mode, I believe it's when everything disappears and you just tap on the screen to take pictures. The manual mode offers so much control over all the different options. So we're looking right now at the manual mode. As I said before, this is going to allow you to pretty much control all the different settings and options for the camera. And as you guys can see, there is an option to kind of like zoom in or zoom out and control different things. Take a look at how you can zoom in or zoom out with that. It kind of gives you the feeling that you're using like a professional camera. You don't have to do it. You can just leave the phone in the auto mode, or you can tap on the screen when you have it in the auto mode in order to refocus. So as I said before, it can feel a little bit complicated, but once you get used to it, it's actually not that complicated. We don't see these options on the G3, so this is of course a new camera interface. And as you can see, you can resize the secondary camera when you're doing the dual cameras. Now, one thing that these both phones offer is the one-handed operation. You can resize the dialer. You can also resize the keyboard. Let's go ahead and take a look here using the G3. So as you can see, you can resize the keyboard, you can switch it to one side or the other. You can also resize the keyboard, and you can also move it from one side or the other. I was able also to test the phones using Bluetooth headphones and also regular headphones with a cable. As far as the Bluetooth and the audio jack for headphones, no problem at all. Really good sound and connectivity. Also, when making phone calls on both the G3 and G4, no issue at all. The quality, the call quality is actually really clear, and the phone, it actually feels really nice in the hand. So here's a quick look at the IR Blaster application. This is something that both phones offer. And I would highly recommend, if you have a phone, or if you have this phone or a different phone with the IR Blaster option, to go ahead and activate it. It's a really cool option to control your TV or your cable box using your phone. As you guys can see, you can actually control both the TV and the cable box. You can change channels, you can turn off the volume, you can even control the recordings by accessing your cable box. So as you guys can see, it also gives you the option to control your recordings. So another cool option, it's the video calling. We talked about that before when I showed you guys the camera icon as a part of the dialer. And here's a quick demonstration using the G4 and the Samsung Galaxy S5. You can activate the front or the rear cameras when doing a phone call. And this is through Verizon Wireless 4G LTE network. A really cool option. The video and HD voice calling is a free feature that Verizon offers. You don't have to pay extra for that. Everything looks pretty good so far, right? Let's go ahead and put these two phones through a test playing some high graphic games and take a look at the performance, the frames per second, the resolution since these two phones offer the 2K quality display, but also take a look at the sound from the speakers. They both sound pretty good. Usual, thank you so much for watching the video. Please subscribe for more and I will see you guys on the next one. See you later.